Salvador Dalí, full name Salvador Domingo Felipe Jacinto Dalí y Domenech, was born on May 11, 1904, in Figueres, Catalonia, Spain. He is one of the most renowned surrealist artists, known for his eccentric personality and striking, bizarre images in his works. Dalí was the son of Salvador Dalí Cusi, a notary, and Felipa Domenech Ferres. His family lived in Figueres, but they spent summers in the seaside town of Cadaqués, where Dalí began to draw and paint the coastal landscape. He received his early education at a public school in Figueres, but later attended a private school where instruction was in French. In 1922, Dalí enrolled at the Real Academia de Bellas Artes de San Fernando in Madrid, where he befriended poet Federico García Lorca and filmmaker Luis Buñuel. Dalí's early works were influenced by Impressionism and the Renaissance masters. He became increasingly attracted to Cubism and avant-garde movements. In the late 1920s, he moved closer to Surrealism and joined the Surrealist group in 1929, soon becoming one of its leading figures. His best-known work, The Persistence of Memory, featuring melting clocks, was completed in 1931. Dalí's work often explored subconscious imagery and dreamlike scenes. He collaborated with Luis Buñuel on the surrealist films Un Chien Andalou, 1929, and L'Âge d'Or, 1930. His eccentric behavior and flamboyant personality made him a prominent figure in the surrealist movement. Dalí lived in France during the Spanish Civil War and moved to the United States in 1940, where he achieved commercial success. In 1948, Dalí returned to Spain and announced his return to the Catholic faith. He developed a style he called nuclear mysticism, which combined elements of classicism, mysticism, and recent scientific developments. Dalí's artistic repertoire included painting, sculpture, film, graphic arts, animation, fashion, and photography. Dalí married Gala Eluard in 1934, who became his muse and lifelong partner. She passed away in 1982, and Dalí's health declined afterward. He died on January 23, 1989, in Figueres, Spain, and was buried in the crypt of his Teatro Museo Dalí. Some of Dalí's most famous works include The Persistence of Memory, 1931, Soft Construction with Boiled Beans, Premonition of Civil War, 1936, Dream Caused by the Flight of a Bee Around a Pomegranate a Second Before Awakening, 1944, Christ of St. John of the Cross, 1951, Galatea of the Spheres, 1952. The interesting facts about Salvador Dalí. Reincarnation of his brother. Dalí believed that he was the reincarnation of his deceased brother, who died 9 months before his birth. This belief deeply influenced his creativity and self-perception. Famous mustache. Dalí's mustache became his trademark. He claimed that his mustache was an antenna that helped him receive inspiration from the cosmos. Expulsion from the Academy. In 1926, Dalí was expelled from the Royal Academy of Fine Arts of San Fernando in Madrid for stating that no professor at the Academy was competent enough to examine him. Chupa Chups logo. In 1969, Dalí created the logo for Chupa Chups lollipops. This bright, memorable design is still used by the brand. Phobias. The artist had many phobias, including a fear of grasshoppers and a fear of Lenin. Diving suit. Dalí often appeared in public in a diving suit, claiming that this way he was diving into the depths of his subconscious. Eccentric dinners. Dalí hosted eccentric dinners where unusual dishes were served, such as lobsters adorned with gold leaves and live frogs in jelly. Secret room. In his house museum in Figueres, there is a secret room where Dalí spent time in solitude, reflecting and working on his works. Interest in mysticism. Dalí was interested in mysticism and the occult, which was reflected in his works. He was fascinated by alchemy and esoteric teachings. Friendship with famous personalities. Dali was friends with many famous personalities of his time, including Federico Garcia Lorca, Pablo Picasso, and Walt Disney. He even collaborated with Disney on the animated film Destino. Experiments with drugs. The artist experimented with various drugs, including opium and LSD, which, according to him, helped him expand the boundaries of his consciousness and inspiration. Collecting. Dali was a passionate collector and collected various items, including antique statues, rare books, and exotic animals. Dali Theater Museum. In 1974, the Dali Theater Museum opened in Figueres, which became one of the most visited museums in Spain. Dali personally participated in its creation and decoration. Scandalous antics. Dali was known for his scandalous antics and provocations. He could appear in public with ants on his face or claim that he himself was a work of art. Influence on fashion. Dali had a significant influence on fashion and collaborated with famous designers such as Elsa Schiaparelli. He created extravagant costumes and accessories that became style icons. Autobiography. In his autobiography, The Secret Life of Salvador Dalí, the artist detailed his life, creativity, and eccentric actions, making him an even more mysterious figure.